Hello again, and welcome back to the Lex E. Rojas vlog. I'm your host, Lex E. Rojas, aka Dakota Woolmer, aka Dakota Wolf, and as is occasional, I'm folding at the laundromat while I chat with you. Sorry, I get very easily distracted. ADHD, in case you didn't remember this. And especially because, so, some of you may know, I am, let's call it multilingual. I mainly speak 2 languages with a few key phrases here and there in my tertiary and other random languages. So my main 2 languages are English and Spanish. I know the tiniest bit of German. Very, very little of any other language, but enough to get distracted. Everything's enough to distract me. So, let's see. In my last live stream, I spoke on the concept of empathy and why it is that some people seem to feel that empathy leads to lying. That seems weird to me. There's others who apparently feel that empathy itself is a lie because it's impossible to feel what anyone else is feeling. But like, I think those people take, when I say that empathy is feeling what another person is feeling, I don't mean that literally. I don't know very many people who would take that literally, but apparently some people do take that literally and say that therefore empathy is a lie. And so you're lying to yourself because you can't really feel like what another person is feeling. But what it comes down to in reality is that you empathize because you've either been in that situation before, or you can imagine how you would feel if you were the one in that situation, and that's what breeds empathy, not literally feeling someone else's emotions. Science has not yet proven that possible. So, I don't know. People are weird. I feel like those people are literally just, are purposely trying to misinterpret what empathy is. I don't know whether it's just for the sake of trolling or to breed dissent or get more traffic to their pages or something. I have no idea. But I just stopped responding to that guy. I was like, listen, whether you believe in empathy or not, it exists. And you probably have even felt it and not realized that's what you're feeling. And that's what you're practicing with your own loved ones. But as long as you keep, leading with caring and understanding and honesty, then you're on the right track. Whether you believe that that's empathy or not. Crazy said your live just reminded me to fold my laundry. OMG, thank you, girl. Well, you're welcome. And here's a gentle reminder that I identify primarily with they, them pronouns, but will accept she, her, because I know what I look like. And I don't care enough to fight anyone about it. Do, 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 do. Ugh, I hate folding laundry. This is like the only way I can get through it, to be honest with you. So I'm glad that I inspired someone else though to fold their laundry. Oh, here's a sweatshirt I haven't worn in a while. Okay, so fun fact. I was gonna have like a normal amount of laundry to do today, and that fell through at around 2 a.m. when my toddler decided to take off all of her clothes, including her pull-up, which was clean, run around the apartment, and then stop at the unfolded bag of clean laundry from a week or more ago and pee on it. And she goes, "Oh, peed on bag." And I'm like, so she woke me up to tell me that she peed on the bag. And I had to get up, bring her to the potty, which, you know, she had nothing left to give to the potty because she gave it all to the clean clothes that now have to be rewashed. And then I cleaned up her mess, transferred stuff into plastic bags, and stuck it on the stroller, which is how I cart my my clothes back and forth from the laundromat, to and from the laundromat. And I went back to sleep, or I tried to, because she did not want to go back to sleep. And then this morning, I was up from like 9 a.m., which is not that bad, but it's a Saturday, so I was up at like 9 a.m. and she's still sawing Z's, sleeping in our bed, and I tried to wake her up a couple of times. And then eventually I was like, okay, I'm done. You can just sleep in, I guess. I'll just try not to give you a nap today. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. She's probably gonna still end up getting a nap and keep me up again tonight. But OMG, kids are driving me crazy sometimes. Kids will drive you crazy. You have to have a strong mental fortitude to have children. Something I did not have. But I did have a long-standing background in child care and early childhood development, so I was prepared in that sense. You know, no one's ever truly fully prepared to have kids. You don't have to have them. Don't believe anyone who tells you you have to or tries to guilt you into having them. You should have them because you want to bring someone into this world and raise them to be wonderful human beings. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, because you're going to give them love and you're going to teach them kindness and empathy. But going back to what I've been saying all week, make sure you're teaching your kids boundaries, because again, there was this lady who commented, or someone who seemed to be female presenting, who commented that they wanted to teach their kid honesty, which is amazing, but they said that boundaries just get in the way of personal responsibility. And I was very confused by this, because I don't know in what world boundaries would prevent personal responsibility, but I do know that in this world, the real one, not teaching your kids boundaries, especially to set and enforce their own boundaries, makes them easier targets for predators. I know this from experience, and I know this from just watching life unfold as well. So teach your kids boundaries. Teach them to set and enforce their boundaries, and to respect the boundaries of others, and to take personal accountability when they have crossed another's boundaries, whether by mistake, on accident or purposefully. Accountability is 100% necessary. Honesty is essential to setting boundaries. So I don't know how teaching your kids to be honest would at all negate teaching them boundaries, or how teaching them boundaries would somehow negate personal accountability. But again, I feel like this person was either just trolling or just doesn't understand what boundaries are. But yeah, and it starts with simple things. Like, if your kid doesn't want to hug you or another family member, like, you have to let that shit go. That's not like a personal affront. That's something where it's like, okay, they're not comfortable giving a hug right now. Leave them be. Because you're teaching them that, okay, my feelings and my personal space are valid and to be respected, and I should not let anyone in my life who doesn't respect my boundaries. And you know what? As an adult, I'm still learning that. I still have to force myself to set boundaries with people. And it's difficult. So teach them while they're young. Now, you may have noticed that the title of this week's episode is Happy, and I'm wearing a shirt that says Happy. I named the episode after the shirt, but I also was contemplating earlier in the week that, you know, that like trope of asking people if they're happy, right? Are you happy in your life? And that's a lot of pressure, to be honest, because like, no one can be happy 100% of the time. And like, not like some people go through life thinking that there's something wrong with them because they have to feel happy all the time. Other people understand that when someone asks if you're happy, that it's not really about the emotion, it's about contentment. At least I assume that's what people mean when they ask if you're happy. But like, how the hell am I supposed to say that I'm content, but then turn around and have goals and ambition? Like, you try to encourage us to be ambitious and to set goals for ourselves, but then you ask us if we're happy and content. Like, no, I'm not content. I'm not satisfied. If I was satisfied, I wouldn't strive for anything. Now, happiness is an emotion, and I try to do things that make me happy and surround myself with people who bring me joy. But like, obviously, you're never going to be happy 100% of the time, and it's an unrealistic expectation, and we have to stop putting that pressure on people. But you know, I'm most likely autistic, so not getting tested in this administration. Can't fool me. But yeah, I will hopefully attach the video of the main event from Rosin Mania it was April 19th, last Sunday. It was a really sick match. I think there were over 300 tickets sold for the event, which is pretty awesome. Had a lot of great performers, both musically as well as wrestling wise. And there was a magician. That was cool. And it was just an overall awesome event. And it was a great, the wrestler King Shaman actually retired at the end of the main event match. which you don't see it in the video, you know, you don't see, but when he got up, he took off his boots and he put them on a chair and walked away. And so that was his final match, and he's done with wrestling, but it was like a great match to go out on, honestly. Like, over 300 people there, you know. He got the crap beat out of him, and he had a great time. We all had a great time. He put on a great show, you know, and what more could you ask for on your last wrestling match, you know? So you should go watch that. Support the artistry of wrestling. If the intense violence is too much for you, I understand. It was a hardcore match, so I get it. But I'll leave the link down in the description. Leave it up to you if you want to watch it or not. Yeah. For now, this has been Lex E. Rojas, aka Dakota Wilmer, and thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you never miss a video from me, and remember, as always, to lead with empathy. Maybe I should start saying lead with compassion. Would that be less controversial? Let me know in the comments.